morning. So we've just left the hotel at Dizier and we're heading about 270 miles down to a town called Tarare, T-A-R-A-R-E, probably pronounced something totally differently. And this should be our non-motorway route. The weather's going to be warm today. It's about 21 degrees now at 8:40 in the morning, and it's due to go up to about 32, it threatens, so we wanted to get as much of the riding done early while it's cooler. Let's see how that turns out. A good deed for the day. Just the one. Oh, I lied. So this is day 8 of our trip, day 1 of the second part of these 2 trips, which is the Cevannes and Tarn trip. We are lucky that it's covered 2 weeks where we could combine both trips, as they more or less sort of co-joined each other geographically. And the time off from our daily jobs. Decided to stop here for a quick coffee, I guess, as we've bought baguettes to eat on the way. So we're still on the D980, travelling southwards, just leaving this village here. It's just come up to 1:30 local time and the temperature is reading 30 degrees C. So we just had lunch in Auton, A-U-T-O-N, and we're heading out on our southerly direction. Still on the same road. Just want to recall the fact that it's just noticed it's 35 degrees. Time is 4:15, and we've still got over an hour to go to the hotel. So it's been a good run. Not too many wigglies really, but probably just as well in this heat. D23. That's a bit slippery. Good fun. D54. I thought I'd record a few thoughts about the Triumph Explorer while I'm on these last few kilometres. I had the 2014 model in candy red before this one, and they've certainly addressed with this XCa version, this 2016 model, all of the small things, only small things that required addressing really, except one, and I'll come back to that in a minute. Love the powered screen. It's at maximum, it gives you total protection at motorway speeds. I prefer it at about 3/4 height, and I'm 5'11". And the modes are not necessary, but nice to have. Certainly the rain mode works, the traction control and everything sort of kicks in much earlier, and it knocks it down to, I think it's about 100 brake horsepower, so you really have to wind the throttle on to get it to go when you're in rain mode. Some people said it's actually more economical actually to ride it in rain mode, but it's not as much fun, that's for sure. What else is there? Heated seats, which I think they had on the last one. Nice in British weather, you don't need them now. Engine has certainly got, it's been remapped somehow, and it's got a different feel to it. If you go for a test ride on a 2016 or later model, having ridden a 2014 or an earlier series, you're definitely going to notice the pleasant changes to it. I think the mirrors are better on this one as well. Now on to what I don't like, and the last one suffered a little from this, but not much. The heat that comes through the seat. On the last one it was warming, and on this one it's cooking level. And I've put that exhaust reflective sort of custom version underneath the seat really, and chopped it up and done it as best I could, but it's really hot. They must do something about it. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But the bike, super good bike, really planted. I prefer to have, I've got the Michelin Anarchy 3s, I've had several pairs of those. I'm struggling to concentrate at the same time as talking. And I find all bike tyres these days are really good, I think. I think we all just have our preferences, and I've stuck with them because they've never moved on me. Great in the wet. I've no issues with them, and I will continue to put these on for the time being. I tried those pilots with the sipes and things a couple of years back on a Sprint ST, like the 1050 ST Sprint, and I thought they made the handling really dead, and I was glad I got a puncture in one of them after about 1,000 miles, and I just junked a pair of them and bought something else. I think I went to the T30s, but I haven't gone back to those Sipes type tyres. I can't remember the model number now, but you'll know what I mean. But a lot of people really wax lyrical about them, but totally put me off the way they felt. They're just dead in the steering on that bike. Maybe it's just that bike. Hey ho. But otherwise, great tourer. I did try experimenting by putting the Rox risers on here that I had on the last bike, which I felt I needed. On this one you do sit a little bit more sporty, a bit more angled forward, I think, but hang with it unless you're a different size, because I've tried them on here and I didn't really like it or think it made any difference. In fact, with a bit of weight over the front, it just feels far more stable through the corners. Anyway, that's my thoughts for the time being. I better concentrate on where we're going. So we're just over 3 kilometres out from the hotel. So we left about 8:15 this morning, and it's now 5:45, 10 to 6, thereabouts. It's one of our lots out of 4 bikers who's just been pulled by the gendarme. And this is obviously a triple room, but I'm lucky enough to have it to myself in this particular hotel. Flat screen TV, plenty of hanging space there, door in, bathroom, nice little modern bathroom, nice shower with actually a hanger for the shower above your head, which is the first one I think I've come across so far on this trip, and a nice bright area here for shaving. Again, something in France is quite difficult to find. You normally have to shave in semi-darkness, so that's good. So nice clean hotel restaurants. We're staying here 2 nights, meals included, and I believe there's a swimming pool here somewhere, but I haven't found that yet. Anyway, that's enough for now. Catch up later. So I just left the hotel in Tarare, let's call it that. Day 9, Sunday, day off for everyone, or a ride if you enjoy it like me. So I've chosen a route of about 4.5 hours down into the natural parkland. Heading about halfway point is Ambert, A-M-B-E-R-T, and then a wiggly route back again to the hotel in Tarare, or Tarare. We've done that, haven't we? Sunday's nice from the point of view of less traffic. By French standards, doesn't really make much difference. Oh, a few spots of rain. Forecast said it was going to stay dry, but cloudy. Well, here's a little bit of rain, just to add to the mix. Usually seems worse than it is when it's hitting your visor at speed. In this case, it's getting more persistent. I was hoping for a dry run for this because it looks like a really good circular route, but oh well. Biking's biking. Still on the D6, we've got about 7.5 kilometres before the next waypoint. As you can see, we're now into some nice winding, elevated roads. This is the Col de Biel. I'm not sure if it's actually going to go anywhere. It says 4 kilometres and then off-road, so this should be interesting. the tree line and it's nearly at the top. Right, let's get down to Ambert, top up fuel since it's Sunday, and for those of you who don't ride in France very often, Sundays can be a bit of a pest. One of the other things I forgot to mention yesterday when I was talking about the Explorer and this particular latest model, they've done a lot more aero on it. It's not just the electric screen, which is a much better screen. I tried all sorts of additional flips and things on the previous model and I couldn't really get the thing to work. It all comes down to different heights, you just got to try things, but I couldn't find anything that worked for me. And I tried out this bike and the aero was so much better with this screen. Plus, of course, they've got a little bit like BMW do now, they've got these little winglets at the base of the screen that you can probably see. For those who like to follow road numbers, this is the D342 and we're heading towards Saint-Etienne. We're going to pick up the A47 for a few kilometres just to avoid going through the main part of the city, and then we should be back onto the wiggly roads a little way down there. D8. I've just had a report that it could be 38 degrees in the area that we're heading for today. It's the time now is 11:04. About 15 minutes ago the sun suddenly came out and the temperature just rocketed. It seems to be about 10:30 and it just shoots up. Still on the D8. A little bit of rock extraction going on here on this side of the hill. Where's the lake? Nice hotel there. So we've done about 100 kilometres so far, got 304 to go. There is a quicker way if you just want to go straight, bottom straight there on the motorway, which is it just runs due south anyway. Heading in the direction of Le Puy, P-U-Y. This is the D578, continuing the wiggly theme, part 74. Wait. got to the top. Come on. Oh, making my ears pop. Back after lunch, stopped at a nice cafe, restaurant, and met some of the other guys who had already found the place. So having a nice meal. That's where we're heading for next, and I think we're going to hit some inroads to make up a bit of time. I hope you can read on my dash, just below the speedo is the temperature, and it's currently reading 37 C. It's not comfortable. So we've just turned left off the Gorge de l'Ardèche, and I can't remember what road number this is, but we'll probably see it somewhere along here. But it's a quicker route in the direction we're going, rather than going along the actual bottom gorge. Oh, this is a bit bouncy for speed. Get this on film. That's 39 degrees C. What a great avenue of trees. I thought it was worth taking a quick shot of this. To Beaucaire, 18 kilometres. So, a quick update, we're 2.3 kilometres from our destination, assuming the hotel is correctly programmed into the Garmin. Another lovely avenue of trees here as we approach Raphele les Arles for our 2-night stop here. I'm going to have to open the visor a little bit, otherwise I'm going to die. The temperature has come down to quite a chilly 29 degrees. Obviously I'm joking. 29 degrees from that heady 39 degrees we saw earlier. That's quite a contrast, but it's still very, very hot. This looks rather attractive. A huge car parking area which we've filled with a few of our bikes. So just off the main entrance there's a swimming pool complex, a couple of pools, and looks like a children's pool of some sort as well. Plenty of seating. From the main entrance there's a lovely seated area outside here under the trees. where we had a lovely dinner last night. Loads of room. So we have 376 kilometres from our hotel here and we're travelling down to Vezac, V-E-Z-A-C, and it's the one near Aurillac in region 15 rather than the one which is in the Dordogne, which nearly confused some of us in the party, which is a considerably longer ride. So fortunately we've got a shorter ride than we were expecting. That's the point of what I'm saying. It's 24 degrees already.
Good stuff, isn't it?
So just come on to the D572 North. Quite a different feel to this town than many of the ones we've been through before. Just a small point as well that was brought to my attention yesterday with this confusion over the hotels, because there's two towns called Vezac in adjoining, let's call them counties, because I can't remember what they actually call them instead. In Switzerland you have cantons, in England you've got counties anyway. When you see that address for a hotel, and there's usually a long 5-6 digit number next to it, I now realise that if you look on a map, each of these counties has got a 2-digit, usually, number above or below it, and that relates to the first 2 digits in that long postcodey number that you see on hotel addresses. So it's always worth checking, and that's how it came to light that this Vezac is different to the one in the Dordogne, because the one we're going to is prefixed with 15. Anyway, interesting fact. Maybe most of you knew it and I was the last one in the world to know that, but it seems that quite a few people on the trip, not everybody, but quite a few, were also heading to the wrong, further distance hotel. So now on the A54, heading towards Nîmes, and it's just going to be 4 or 5 kilometres up the road before it's splitting us off again. We're in the Cevannes National Park now, as we head up to view the Corniche Cevannes. There's a lot of black lines around here from locals who've obviously got it wrong. A little too enthusiastic perhaps. A little too familiar. I'm going to try and give it some respect, as I've never ridden this one before, to my knowledge. So I'll film a little bit more of this road. There you go. This route, I don't remember ever doing this before. This is just a fantastic road. See, it's not high speed either. I'm doing sort of 65 miles an hour, and that's plenty along these roads. Little burst now and again. Look at the view. Well, you can't see the view over the right hand side here because it's a bit misty down in the valley. I've got to record a bit more of this because this is, I think this is better than the B500. got another 18 kilometres of this to go. Ooh, those broken edges are interesting. Now that is the Corniche Cevannes. Doesn't look very promising at the top, but this is the road. The D9. Not as good as the last one, but sun's come out, burning off the mist, much better views. A bit wiggly this part of the road. We're now heading to the start of the Gorge de Tarn. But this is the village of Florac. It's the start of the Gorge de Tarn, 18-19 kilometres before our next waypoint. I can't remember how long the full gorge is, but anyway. Here we go. Ran into Cremedemi, and I stayed here about 25 years ago on one of these PEMC trips, my first trip of 2 or 3 to the Gorge de Tarn. I think this is the third or the... And this is the hotel we stayed at before, directly in front of us. Pretty village, very popular with people who enjoy the canoeing on the Tarn. So we've just had a quick lunch stop and met up with Neil and John. 230 mile-ish route that we've taken, if anybody's thinking of coming down this way. And those are pretty good roads, I'd recommend those to anybody. There's a little bit of roads like this at the beginning and towards the end, but it's the price you pay. But we're estimated to be into the hotel just after 4 o'clock, having left at about, what did we leave at? It was about 8:15 I think this morning, 8:15. This is the D28 and we seem to have picked up, collected some of the other bikers on our trip. Kilometres to destination. That's probably it up there on the right, on the left. Château de Arles, this is the one. Second to last hotel on our way back to the good old UK. On reserve. So before I mess up the room, I'll give you a quick tour. There's storage area in here behind the louver doors. There's a separate loo. Bathroom here. Very nice, whole bathroom and shower cubicle. Usual equipment, as they say. Very nice bedroom here, flat screen TV, storage, bedside. And fantastic bed, and looking out the window, there's a view of the valley. Some of the bedroom accommodation is just below this castle accommodation, just further back down the driveway. This is the Château de Arles. And this is the castle accommodation here. With seating area there, swimming pool over this wall here. Fantastic view out over the valley. And if I just pan to the left here, there's a great seating area over here. Great location. We're travelling 483 kilometres to Cloyes sur Loir in a northerly direction, right next to the Loir, as you could imagine. So the time now is 8:30. You just about see the canopy of the what they call the castle. It's not really at the top there where I was staying. Children, I know, but it's good fun. Still heading on the M122 towards Clermont. Must commend the Château de Salles where we were last night on the bathroom facilities en suite. It's one of the few hotels we've stayed in on this trip that's got proper lighting. You can actually see what you're doing when you're shaving, rather than shaving from familiarity, which seems to be the norm in most of the other French hotels. And great food there as well. Have to commend them on that. Good hospitality, looked after us well. Great facilities there. So anyway, it's this signpost here. This is the A75E11, junction 23. This is Beaugency. Very pretty. Ah, been here before. We stopped over there and had a sandwich and took pictures of the bridge. So just under 30 kilometres to our destination. So we're 1.7 kilometres from the location. This is the village we're in, Cloyes-sur-Seine. I'll just do a quick filmage on the bedroom before I trash it. It's a bit dark because there's no central lighting, there's only side lights up here. TV, twin beds, very modern, yet dark, close to the bar and the restaurant, and shower, wash basin and a loo, all very modern. Looks as though the garden of the residence actually backs onto the Loir. What a great position. Anyway, last day, day 14, we're just leaving Cloyes at 8:45 for a 400-kilometre approximately ride to the Calais tunnel. Here they are, I've caught them, we're coming on another road. A little bit of a fire by the looks of it. That is truly burnt out. So we just arrived at check-in and it's 2:40. So about a mile or so from home, just returning to Chesham. Great trip. Look forward to the next one.